Okay. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hey, if you can hear me, type a one in the chat. If if you can hear me, type a one in the chat. I think you should be able to hear me. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Hey, if you can hear me, type a one in the chat. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. My bad. It was a mess a little earlier. Sheesh. Still trying to. I'm not always on here doing this live thing, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So, give me a little bit of grace. Your boy trying to get everything straight. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I'm working my jelly. I'm working my jelly. All right. Um. Yeah. Okay. So, as I was saying a little earlier, um, there's a dude I'm cool with. He had a live stream going on, right? And on his stream, what he was saying, oh, my hair look crazy. On his stream, what he was saying is that the when Kevin Samuels was around before he died, his argument was that Kevin was saying that only 10% of black men earn six figures or higher, and it's going to be very, very difficult, if not next to impossible, for women um, to acquire a man, one of those men, because they're like the top 10%. And the whole thing was this was all framed within the context of what black men want on average. Your average black man, when this man then worked all his life to become one of the top 10%, he's not gonna want no woman that got a bunch of kids and baby daddies and drama and wreckage and et cetera, et cetera. He's gonna want the younger version of her. That's just how it goes. And not just black men, it goes like that with all men across the board. So that's ubiquitous. And those of us who understand, we understand. So it's a trip when you got guys that really don't understand. And no shade on the brother, he good people and all that. But that was the whole foundation of his argument. And he couldn't go live well, he was live, but he couldn't include us in on his video because of how I think he was on what is it called, Instagram, and I don't believe that they let you go live like that. So that's what that was, and it's a great fallacy for us to believe that. Well, I'm sorry, not for us to believe, but for women to believe that they can just go out there and pick $100,000 man off the tree. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. We work too hard to get our, to earn to get to this level. And then once we get to this level, we're gonna choose what's best for us, what we want, what the woman wants is irrelevant. They don't set the value in the market. We set the value in the market as it relates to long-term relationships and wives. Women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to marriage and relationships. And that's just how it goes. We're different. And that's the way that we rock out. But when you have people that don't they're willing to negate the facts, then that's a great fallacy that relegates you into this category of unrealistic expectations. You're living in fantasy land. So it's like, man, come on, bro. What part of the game is that, baby? That's not A1 at all to any degree. So yeah, that was real throwed off. Now, that being said, my focus on today's video is really just about focusing on yourself. We need to focus more on ourselves because as we focus on ourselves, we become more valuable as men. When we do the things that men are supposed to do, when we love our sons and teach our sons how to be men, how to fix things, how to do things, educate them on what being a man really is, and also provide an example of what our little girls are supposed to choose, or what and who we would want them to choose when they do become old enough to have a boyfriend. And this is our whole purpose for being alive on planet Earth, is laying down the law of being a man. Oh my gosh, I need to retitle this, or maybe I'll go live a little bit later. I'm working on it. I'm trying to be more consistent, but I'm working on it. So I got a lot going on. So hey, have mercy on me. But here's the thing: when we are focused on anyone else other than ourselves, that's when we have problems. We are supposed to be moving in such a way that we're in actual competition with ourselves. We're never supposed to be concerned about the next man or what the next man's doing, what the next man has or does not have. Y'all gotta excuse me, these are my blue light glasses. It's a lot of light, and I'll be trying to do my best to keep this light out my eyes. So, that's why I got my blue lights. But anyway, what I'm saying is that that's part of our purpose as men. We're supposed to move in such a way that allows us to be in constant competition with ourselves so that we can continue to self-improve. As we continue to read books, learn information, and improve ourselves, that's how we then become more valuable in the marketplace. Why do you say that, Tony? Well, because the women set the market value for men just as men set the market value for women. So because men who are intelligent, we are amenable. And amenable basically means responsible and willing to do the necessary work, the requisite work on ourselves so that we increase our value in the marketplace. Our SMP goes up. But it cannot possibly improve when we're not willing to do the work. That's a direct derivative of our willingness to do the work as a result of our what we want for ourselves out of life. And as long as we're focused on our purpose, then we ain't got to worry about nothing else, man. That's the main thing in life for every man to do, is to improve his value as a man and as a human being. I've made a billion mistakes in my life. I've made some of the worst mistakes, and hey, what can I say? Oh, well, see, no, that happened because, and excuses. Don't nobody want to hear your excuses. And don't nobody want to hear no man's excuses, and don't nobody want to hear a man complaining. We're men, it's what we do. We grind. Not complaining, obviously, but we grind. We're solution-focused people. It's what we do. Women whine and moan and groan and complain. That's par for the course for females. That's what they do. Men, we go-getters and hustlers, baby. Like you see my humble beginnings right now. I got my little channel or whatever. I'm working. Eventually, I'm finna get back in the swing of things and get my viewership back up like it was once upon a time before my system went down. My system is still down right now, mind you, which is why I'm actually on my laptop live streaming. So I can only, let me turn my fan on too. So I can only do so much work. So I'm like handicapped right now. I'm limping along. But who cares? Get in here and do the work. Stream something, homie. If you can't make no videos like you normally make them, boys, get in there and do some live streams. Do something. That's the key to success. Consistency is the key in everything. I just started back working out again because I broke my shoulder. So I was down and out for like about a year. I just got back up, so I'm live now, and I'm gonna wait until later on this year because I'm a man. How can I explain it? I'm an all-in type of a guy. So when I focus on something, anything I want to do, I'm gonna mash the gas, baby. And sometimes I get a little too excited. So when I'm in my rhythm, I'm bodybuilding full-fledged. because I enjoy how my body looks, my physique. Right now I look like trash, but I'm working on it. So I'm just starting out light so that I don't hurt myself when I do get my weights, because I do know and understand myself and my mentality, the way that I move. I get excited and get carried away, so I know I'm in there. I'm trying to make it do what it do. So going back to my point, that's what we're supposed to do as men. We're supposed to be consumed and preoccupied with our purpose and with being a man. Being a man, a man's man, is what a woman, a real woman who wants a husband, that's who she looking for. She not looking for these old feminine dudes running around watching homosexual cartoons and switching and just feminine now, man. And I'm not here to woman bash or man bash. I'm here to set forth the facts on both sides. When I first started my channel, it was, oh yeah, man, women this and women that, and rah, 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 because I was during the time of Kevin Samuels, and he was right. But that's not going to be beneficial for the women or the men because it's disproportionate. So my new approach now is to address everything across the board. Here's the man's part of the failure. Here's the woman's part of the failure. But let's not forget the solution. What's the whole point in just crying about something or complaining something or highlighting or acknowledging something, making something conspicuous if there's no solution? We need a solution. That's what I'm about. I'm a solution-focused individual. I love my beautiful brothers and I love my beautiful sisters. If anybody knows me, anybody that's even seen me randomly in H-E-B or Walmart, what I do, anytime I see a black man and his family, I go and encourage them. Hey, look out, brother. This is a beautiful thing, man. I love seeing a black man with his black woman and them black beautiful babies y'all got. Yeah, man. Each one teach one. We're supposed to encourage one another. If you have a friend and they have on some better clothes than you, celebrate them in their better clothes. Someone that has a better job than you, celebrate them in their job. Any kind of accomplishments that we make as a people, look, when you win, we win because we cool, we friends, or we're family members, or we're in a relationship. All this competitiveness amongst one another, it's self-depreciating. And it's also denigrating and demonstrative of not idiosyncrasies. That's not what I'm looking for. It's demonstrative of what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? Of low self-esteem. If my esteem is fine, if I'm healthy with the way that I perceive myself, because perception equals experience. It does not equal reality. That's a subjective, it's a subjective word. Self-esteem is called self-esteem for a reason. It's how you esteem yourself. And then they have this other thing that was really prevalent during that time when Kev was out, was about how you define a high value man, right? A high value man is not defined by how much money you got, bro. A high value man is, think about the words. Look, words have meaning, okay? By definition, a high value, so high means up, right? Just defining it, high is off the ground, up, elevated. That's high. Value is value, the worth. So a high value man is defined by his values. His values. You have to have a certain disposition. Your character, that's the word I'm looking for. Your character is what demonstrates your value. How can you have a high value when your main thing is, oh, I got money, and just because I'm rich, I'm finna mistreat these beautiful sisters? No, bro. That's not how that works. You're not high value because you got money. You're high value when you have money and you treat your woman well. You're loyal to your wife or your girlfriend, and then you marry your girlfriend, and then you stick through whatever trials and tribulations y'all go through, You lead her, you teach her, and you manage her. You manage your woman. Oh my gosh. My next live is gonna be about this whole. I'll go into it a little bit now because it's it really bothers me. But this whole partner. I want your partner. I want your partner, bro, dude. Like, are you serious? There's no such thing. Okay, look, partner by definition is equal. Partner, you're like my peer because you're my partner. So we're equal. There is no equality in relationships. None. The woman has a role to play. Her role is not to go answer the bump in the night. If a window breaks in a house at 3 o'clock in the morning, is it the woman's job to get up and go see what that's about, or is it the man's job? First thing the woman gonna say, well, it's the man's job. Well, no, hold on. How's it the man's job when we're partners? If we're partners, then is it not both of our jobs? Whoever wants to take care of that at that particular time? So, no, baby, I'm tired. I'm asleep. Or I'm scared. Why don't you go answer the bump in the night? Yeah, exactly. How that look? Make you look like a damn fool, a coward. How dare you send your woman now? So now, ladies, there's no partnership. There's a hierarchy. And this is assuming that you have an intelligent man, God-fearing man who is led by God. Because I wouldn't expect any woman to just follow some random fool just because he says, oh, I'm a man and I go to work every day and I earn the money. So you supposed to change all the diapers and you supposed to do everything else in the house. All I'm supposed to do as the man is answer the bump of the night and earn money. No, bro. No. You are a team. The woman is the help meet of the man, according to God. All I can speak is according to God, because that's how I live my life, and that's how we're here, existing on planet Earth, humankind. God, our leader, our creator, gave us an instruction manual, and it is called the Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. It is highly conducive for a productive, peaceful, prosperous life. You will not live the life that God wants you to live, which is a life replete. Replete, for those who are not familiar with the definition of the word replete, it means fed to excess. You're fed, you're full, you have no needs. That's how a close, real relationship with Jesus Christ benefits us. I used to go to church and think that because I went to church, because it's what we do in the United States of America, yeah, I love God. Of course I love God. But I'm smoking big weed. Yeah, man, I love the Lord. Look at Jesus. Selling crack. I was out of there, but I didn't have a pops. I didn't have dad to lead me and, give me the game like I teach my son. I give my son the game. That's my boy right there. That's my dog. It's my job as his father. You know what? Check this out. Let me tell y'all something. Father's Day just passed a little while ago, right? I don't really believe, I'm not going to say I don't believe in Father's Day, but I don't celebrate Father's Day because I'm not a father. The only men that should be celebrated as a father are the men who actually do the work, who raise children. I didn't raise any of my children. Oh, you're a loser, Tony. Why come you didn't raise your children? It's a great question. And I would agree with you if I was actually a loser. Let me tell you why. Every single time, like clockwork, you can ask my whole family, my ex-best friend, anybody that know me, I've always had my children ripped, stripped, and torn away from my heart. Every single time. Every time. And then guess what? Oh, you're a sperm donor. Hold on, wait a minute. You create the problem, baby mama, and then you have the utter unmitigated gall, the audacity to call me, as much as I love hard. I got a lot of game to give, a lot of lessons to teach, a lot of love to give. Ask my son. My son will tell you. I love mine. But fortunately enough, One of my son's mama, he let us have, she did a little bit. She put forth a little bit of effort in between her dudes. So that's the only reason why me and him have a relationship right now. So going back to the conversation, when I was chopping it up with my son, I was like, yeah, no, he because he got kids, so I'm GP. I'm not grandpa, but I'm GP. I had to get the player name because hey, but yeah. So I told him, Happy Father's Day because he's a great, not a good, he's a great father. I salute my son. He off the chain. I give him the game. Well, I told him, I was like, yeah, son, don't say that to me. I appreciate it, but now I'm not a father. And then I explained to him, just like I explained to y'all, why I'm not. And he was like, he said, I'll never forget it. He said, pardon me, y'all. He said, you're a father to me. I was like, okay. All right. I appreciate that. Because I show up for him anytime he need me, and I love him, and I got him. I got his back, his front, his sides, his top, and his bottom. Cause that's my boy, that's my son, but that's that's the homie as well. We live. He a grown man now, but yeah, that's one of the things about it. We have to be men. So although I appreciate his sentiment, the work don't come when the kids are grown. There's still work. Granted, I give you that. So, okay, all right. Maybe. But the real work is when they're young, in their formative years. When having a father so that they can observe what a man is supposed to look like and how a man is supposed to move. Fortunately enough, when he was young, when he was small, those times that we did get to spend together, he used to see how I used to move. So, he's a man's man. He ain't finna... he a little soft when it comes to females because his mama, because of those gaps that I didn't get to really be there in his life. His mama playing yo-yo with him. Okay, you can have time with him. Oh, now you can't. Now you can have time with him. Oh, now you can't. That's not how that go. Women using their children as pawns in a game. Like how dare you use your child, your little innocent child's emotion. This is a little person. Like right now, I got another son. He's a teenager. Don't have a clue about me. I don't have a clue about him. Why? Because of his mama. What did she used to say? Oh, I would never do that. Never. I'd never keep you away from your child, even if you did go to jail and rah. That's why now I don't trust no woman. Because all she's thinking about is herself, what she wants, how she feels, what she thinks. That is so solipsistic. It's I just don't get it. I could have gave my son all kinds of game, made him into a whole beast, an animal. That's why I love babies. I love changing diapers. And my son, the same son I'm talking about, my youngest, man, I used to take him after when I did back, and I lost all relationship after I went to the penitentiary. That wasn't nobody's fault but mine. Had I not done the stupid stuff that I did, I probably wouldn't be saying I'm sure I wouldn't be saying any of these things that I'm saying right now. 9 times out of 10, I would more than likely be married to his mama. And we would be multimillionaires right now. Easy. You know why? Because she would do anything that I told her to do. And when I say anything, whatever I wanted her to do, she'll do it without question. You know why? Because she trusted me completely. Even though I wasn't ready at that time, and even though I wouldn't lead her in the wrong way and didn't and wouldn't, she was A1. I don't have nothing bad, outside of her keeping my son away from me, that's horrific, but hey, I can't say nothing bad about it, but I know for a fact we would be multi-millionaires by now, easy, hand over foot. I said that to say this. This is why it's so important for women to follow their men and completely trust in their men, assuming that you don't have some stupid man that doesn't follow God. What she saw in me is the man that I am now. I used to believe that it was impossible for a man to be loyal, faithful to a woman until I did it myself. And I did it with my ex. She 26 now. Well, is she 26 yet? Or is she about to? No, she about to turn 26. We did 8 months together after I got out the penitentiary. And she was like the first one. Slim, everything I like in a woman, you know, she was jazzy and, you know, hey, she loved her some Tony and I loved me some her. And we rocked it out. And man, that's another video. Dudes choosing fat girls because they just get out the penitentiary and I'm down on my luck and oh I gotta I wish I would. I bet not. I don't care what kind of position I'm in, homeboy. I'm always my whole life. My chick gonna be A1, whatever situation I'm in. That's just who I've always been. I don't care if I'm 99 years old, player. But anyway, I'm all over the place right now. But yeah, my point is that when we lock in as men and follow God and our women see us following God, that's when they lock in and follow us. You can't just lead your woman and think that just because I'm a man, if once she recognizes I'm a crash dummy, okay, I can't follow him. This fool ain't got no kind of leadership, no mentors or nothing. So because I love him and I'm already locked in with him, I guess I deal with him on that level, but I can't give him all of me because I can't trust him to, you know, lead me in the right way and take care of me the way that I'm supposed to be taken care of, the way that men are supposed to lead women. So now we got a generation full of these feminine dudes running around switching and wearing women's clothes, and it's just a mess out there, man. And even the dudes that are not punks, they're too emotional. They're not emotionally mature. So when they girlfriends do something, you know, sideways or say something sideways, they put them hands on them. They don't know how to control their hands. They become violent or abusive or start cussing them out. Verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, intellectually abusive to any degree. It's a fine line, man. We got a lot of lessons to learn as men in order to become, the best versions of ourselves so that we can lead and guide and teach and protect and provide for our women in the right way so that our women can build up their trust in us again. These are the things it's incumbent on us as men. And this is why it's so requisite for us to be in our little boys' lives so that they have an example, the example of what a man is. That's why my son's so live. We chop it up, man. I text him little quotes here and there to encourage him because I know he go through it sometime, and I check on him, make sure, hey, look out, son, I love you, man. I just want you to know. Because as black men, one of the things that I've heard that not a lot of us tell our sons that we love them. I've never heard it from a man when I was coming up, but then I never had no pops either. So every lesson I learned the hard way. That's why I did so much bump in my head. My kids don't have to learn the hard way because I've already made all the mistakes. So I'm here to give you the game, baby. You know what I'm saying? And I got street knowledge too. And I done read like 400 books. So, this is just speaking to my experience as a man first, then as a black man second, and then as a father third. So that my son, I always tell him, I was like, look, man, use your resources. Use your resources. You out here bumping your head when all you got to do is holler at your pops, baby. I done already been there and done that. That's the whole point. So each generation, all of our progeny can do better by infinite numbers and infinitely sooner than we did. I'm still grinding and struggling and, trying to grind it out and get it right. I just now got myself kind of halfway straight after I got out the penitentiary this last time. So it took me a whole bunch of, head bumping and mistakes and learning the hard way and hard lessons, et cetera, and reading and humbling myself before the mighty hand of God that he may exalt me in due time, like his word says. That's why when I tell y'all something about God, Best believe it's the truth, baby. And any pastor who knows what he's talking about can and will align anything and everything I say about God with his word. Because I don't do no playing, bro. I learned all my lessons empirically. And if you're not familiar with the word empirical, it means by observation or experience. One of my mentors told me, he teaches me to always have something to say and say it well. So having a verbose lexicon that's comprehensive is it's highly requisite. It's not an option. So that I can be able to have the conversations in all given environments, regardless of what the playing field looks like. I'm gonna get out there with you, baby, and make something shake, one way or the other. So if I got on my suit and I'm amongst millionaires and highly intelligent people, then I can traverse that terrain flawlessly because I do the due diligence. Check this out. This is another thing that one of my other mentors told me. He said, you should always work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So I work hard on myself, intellectually, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Even this right here, which is why I need to do more of it, is a form of therapy to me because I get to talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a girlfriend or a wife yet. I'm not sure that that's God's plan for me yet. I don't know. But guess what else? I'm also not having sex. Why? Because I'm an ex-player. I've been having it my way my whole life. Man, it ain't even a challenge for me no more. Bro, it's like, look, think of it like this. One of my favorite ice creams is Rocky Road, and the other one is banana pudding, right? Okay. Let's say I got a gallon of banana pudding. Well, it's only enjoyable if I go in and maybe eat a maximum of a half of a pint to a whole pint. That's a maximum. Minimum versus maximum. Then I'm satiated, which means replete. But if I go in and eat a whole gallon, whatever your ice cream is, imagine you go in and you just, no dinner, no actual food or nothing. You just going in on a whole gallon and you just, I mean, man, bro, no. How long before you're puking? How long before you've had enough? Too much of anything is bad for you, except for God. Nobody, that's the only thing you can't never get enough of is God. Enoch got so much of God that he left planet Earth, which is what I'm trying to do. Walking down the street talking to Jesus, and poof, he disappeared. We can't find his body nowhere. I can't wait to leave this planet. This ball of torment and disrespect and putrid disgustingness. Most folks are trying to, they're apprehensive about death. I'm not. I welcome it. I can't wait for it. I'll be glad. But that's because I have a relationship with God. Every other religion is indeed religion. Christianity, true. The quintessential form of Christianity is relationship. You're actually interacting with a real live person every moment of every day. That's what real Christianity looks like. That's why the churches are so full of women, because women understand this. We as men don't seem to understand this, bro. Even if the women are sluts and whores and, in the strip clubs or whatever, are dealing with whatever struggles they may have, because, hey, we all have our own struggles. I fell off a few months ago with my ex. Why? Because we still in communication. So that's a struggle for me, because being an ex-player, I've had a whole lot of experience with women. Too much. I've had too much sex. Way too much sex. So because that's had an adverse effect on me. So I stay in the house because I know my mouth. It don't take me much. I run into something somewhere at one of the stores while I'm out and about. I'm not a bad looking dude. I ain't as young as I used to be. And I'm not as handsome as I used to be. But according to the results that I get for myself, the women still tell me I'm handsome. And like I just told you, my ex, she about to be 26. So that ought to tell you something right there. And she not no, I wish I could show you a picture. She jazzy. All natural. Zero makeup, zero weave, zero tattoos, zero drugs, and zero clubs, and zero homegirls, because I don't tolerate none of that. I would have married her, but God warned me about her, and she don't believe everything that's in the Bible, and I gotta wash my hands with you, because that's a deal breaker right there. I wish I would. I bet not. Just like I got you, I can get 100 more just like you. It's not that serious. But that's because I know my way around women. That's me. That's my son. He the same way. We ain't never had no problem getting. Matter of fact, check this out. Oh my gosh, we we were we was back when me and my son first linked up, right? After I got out, the second time, I live in H-Town, and he moved up here sometime, I guess, before me. And when he found out that my girl and his girl was the same age, we must have laughed for about 15, 20 minutes. It was hilarious, man. We was dying laughing. It was cracking up. But my point being this, only the dudes that lack self-confidence have problems getting women. Only the dudes who lack self-confidence complain about women. Oh, I'm finna go to another country because ain't no women. Man, there's plenty of women here, bro. What are you talking about? Man, I'm trying to stay away from them and avoid them because there are so many. Look, there's a bike trail that goes through TSU that leads to HEB. And sometimes I walk it, sometimes I jog it, sometimes I ride my bike. And sometimes I just go to HEB doing either one of those three tasks and grab me something small because I be trying not to spend too much. So I won't drive a lot of times to, one, get exercise, and two, avoid me spending too much money. So going and coming, bro, I get shot at. Trust me, I get on the regular. I get shot at. They shoot their shot. Young women shoot their shot sometime. Sometimes it's women closer to my age. And, not all the time. I'm God's gift to women. And, every time I get out the house, they just falling down. No, ain't none of that, man. All I'm saying is that any man worth his weight in gold that knows a little something, knows his way around women, takes care of himself, his hygiene, know how to dress, got some keys, meaning he has his own place to stay and has keys to his own vehicles and got a little bit of money in the bank. And, he's taking care of his business as a man, as an adult. Bro, you can have almost any woman you want. Any woman you want. I got so bad, back when I was a young cat, I made a song about it too. The song is called 10 East, and the link, I got the links in some of my other videos. I'll need to put, I might put it up to this one. I might put my links up in here because, it's folks that might want to know about the guy I used to be. I'm still, to a degree, I have a lot of those traits, but now I just live in obedience to God. So I'm still me, and that's another thing that people think that they're going to lose who they are. You have to kill who you are intentionally every day so that you can remain a soldier in the army of God and live like he says to live because he's our commander. My point being this, men shouldn't have to go to a different country to find an attractive woman of their liking according to what they define as attractive right here in the USA. I'm fixated on Kenya and Uganda because I love Africa and I just love the culture and I just love everything about it. But I'm not married to that idea. I'm married to what God wants me to do. So if God sends me a woman right here in the United States and say, look, our son, I want you to be married. Hey, sir, yes, sir. I'm going to lock in. And I know now, as a result of my previous experience with my ex-girl, that I'm able to be loyal and faithful to one woman. That's a that's an astonishing accomplishment for me and who I used to be. So I'm proud of myself in that area. And I'm practicing being a good husband right now by keeping my behind in the house, staying busy working on my purpose. I'm in my office or I'm in my bedroom, and sometimes I work in my bedroom, take my laptop there to get some work done. But I'm just working. I'm working on accomplishing one goal. Well, gee, what is that one goal, Tony? Great question. I'm glad you asked. That one goal is doing something with my life, making something of myself, so that when my children get grown, for those that's not grown, or for the one that's not grown, at least I can have something to show for it. Hey, look, son, I know your mama did X, Y, and Z, but hey, look, this is what your father has been doing with his time. You have this. One or two things gonna happen. Either I'm going to accomplish it while I'm still breathing on this planet, or I'm gonna die trying. But my son ain't gonna say, man, Pops, I know what mama did and I'm not mad at you. I understand that that was her. You did come in. I remember when you met me and you told me you love me, and you told me in front of her that you don't know why she's trying to keep me away from you, etc. I get that part. So I'm gonna set that to the side. But what have you been doing with this time that you've had where you haven't been able to raise me? What have you been doing with your life? Father, Dad, Pops. It's very important to me to have something to show for it. So best believe when I tell you, I'm on my grind. Now I've got some limitations, some hurdles I need to get over, and I'm working on that right now. And I will believe that one way or the other. I'm gonna get where I need to get, and once I get there, I'm mashing the gas. Everybody finna know about your boy. Believe that. Cause I'm a hustler for real. Anybody that know me will tell you, I'm gonna make something shake. Get out. I'm finna go out there and get it and come back with it. Believe that. So that my son can say, okay, hey, I'm with you, Pops. I'm rocking with you. What you want me to do? I'm in your army, baby. I'm rocking with you. That's how my son is now. My other son, my grown son. We locked in. I didn't know we was that locked in until he made that statement. He was like, yeah, man, I'm with you. I love you, man. You my guy. Yeah, and he my guy. See, these are the things that we as men need to experience. As boys, little boys and men. Check this out. Let me tell y'all this too. I might even just start, you know what? I'm finna change. I'm not finna put any specific title on my videos. I just thought about this now. I'm probably just gonna start calling them Conversations with Tony. I might just, or just conversations about life. Anyway, y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think I should do. But yeah, man, it's these conversations, like when I be chopping it up with him, I chop it up with him about life, and I give him the game. And my son, that's how he's able to get this wisdom. And when he runs into a problem, he'll try to figure it out on his own. But guess what? When he can't, hey, look out, Pops. Look, here's a situation. I'm not sure what to do. What do you think? That's what having intelligent, experienced, wise fathers are all about. Make use of your resources. I tell them that all the time. That's what it's about. So, yeah, and it's like, you know what, even half of me, I want to have some more babies because I've never had the opportunity to really be a father. Well, I'm not going to lie and say I never had the opportunity. I did have the opportunity, but I'm out there slanging wood because I'm big player, pretty Tony, and rah. I was basically just immature, and I had to grow up. Ain't no excuse for that. Had I had a father to give me the game to help me to understand, yeah, that would have definitely benefited me greatly, because now I got somebody that I know I can trust to the fullest, that will not lead me in the wrong way. So I'm going to trust him with my life, because that's my father. I would assume, that he loves me and cares about me, and he's going to tell me the truth and never tell me nothing wrong. So yeah, And that's how I am with my seed. I'm like, hey, look, son, I done been there and done that. You got two ways you're gonna learn. You either gonna listen to me and do what I tell you to do, or you're gonna take in the information that I give you, still do it your way, and you're gonna come to realize that I really do know what I'm talking about. And start rocking with your boy. Which goes back to my point of this video. Worry, sorry about that, y'all. Worry about yourself. We should always focus on ourselves as men. Focus, see, when you're focused on yourself, you're not focused on what anybody else thinks or how anybody else feels. My car, check this out. I bought me a classic, right? My dream car. Driving it right now. I drive it every day because it's the car that I love. I don't care about Bugattis and what somebody else got. And oh, he got a Benz. I didn't have a Benz. Drop top, and my Benz was one of the cleanest ones in the city. Still got pictures of it right now. Anybody know me will tell you, homeboy, yeah, I did that. My Benz was live, custom. For sure, rimmed up, everything. But I done did that. So yeah, I'm cool. I've always wanted a drop top, and it may be a drop top Benz, or it may be a drop top customized muscle car. I don't know. I'll get to that later if I even still want one later. But right now, what I got is what I like, my dream car. Here's my point. It's still in the very infancy age states, where meaning that I got a lot of fixing up to it to do. I still got to put paint on it, and I got to do the interior, but I'm working. I just pretty much finished with the suspension system. So the intelligent way to do it is you work from the inside out. So the bottom to the top, the engine, transmission, suspension system, and then you work your way up. Rust, stuff like that, and then you get to the cosmetics. Well, that's what I'm doing. So I still got a lot of work to go, but I love my car. So I'm sure that everyone else, being my point, that sees me on the road, most folks, like, oh, why is he driving that old raggedy looking car? Looks raggedy, but she runs like a Rolls Royce. Believe that. But in their minds, it's some old raggedy car. In my mind, it's my dream car. They don't see my vision. I don't expect them to see my vision until it's complete. Once it's complete, oh, then you want to pull me over and take pictures. Now I come outside the stove and you post it up against it with your homegirls and your homeboys or whatever, because it's the finished product. And this is what we face as men. So if I see I got a couple of y'all watching me. So if any of y'all are women and you run across a man that's not his finished self yet, rock it out with him if he has good character. Same thing if y'all are dudes. If you run into a woman and, she jazzy and she has good character, rock it out with her. I'll even tell you this. Go down in physical attraction if you have to, just a little bit. And when I say just a little bit, instead of expecting her to be a 9 or a 10 or whatever, go down just a little bit, bro. Find you a 6, 6.5, 7, something like that. She get dressed up, she a 7 or 8, but she a 6 any other time. That's who you want to be wifey. If she has good character. Why? Because you already know that she's going to represent you well. The woman is a representation of her man when she's not in his presence. So if your girl out there dressing crazy, acting crazy, and living crazy, that's disrespectful to your man, whether he's there or not. And a lot of these women don't know how to properly represent their man because they were not raised by men. They were raised by single mothers who had to work 2 and 3 jobs because they weren't married, because the government has messed up our families back in the 60s and 70s, and we're dealing with those results even now. So it's going to take a lot of work. And when I say each one teach one, I mean that I am working on being the example that I would like to see from my other brothers and sisters out there. So when I see a man lacking, I'm going to pull his coattail. When I see a sister, ain't really too much I can say to her because I'm gonna play my position. But on as it relates to women on my platform, I'll use that. But I'm not just gonna randomly go up to no female and say nothing to them. That's hey, do you? But I will go up to men because I'm a man, and I would assume that it's incumbent on women to do the exact same thing when it comes to other women. Oh, by the way, would y'all please hit the like button? I see y'all here. So hold on, that's what I need to do. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Look out for your boy, man. Hit the like button. God, it don't cost nothing. That's free. You know what I'm saying? Show your boy some kind of love, man. But yeah, man, and that's really what it's about, man. It's about us coming together and having these conversations. When we get together and we have these conversations with one another and, we really get into it. And if either of you have a question, by all means, type it in the chat and, hey, man, I'll chop it up with you. I'll answer to the best of my ability based on my experience. We need to start coming together more and having these conversations more. And I don't mean woman bashing conversations or man bashing conversations. I mean problem bashing conversations where we actually attack the problems and then present a solution. That's cool, Tony, but what's your solution about relationships? Great question. Glad you asked. Real simple. If you're a man and you don't know how to choose a high value woman, go to one of your elders who do. A man who happens to be wise, who has some wisdom, and has a good wife. And they have a healthy relationship. Make sure it's somebody with some gray hair. Gray hair. When I was a youngster, I always gravitated toward gray hair because regular cats, you my age, homeboy, there ain't much you could teach me. I'm not gonna say you can't teach me nothing, but there's not much that you can teach me because we're either the same age, or I'm a little older than you, or a little bit younger than you, and I already know more than you because I read a lot of books. So I need to gravitate towards some gray hair that has some experience on this planet who can properly inform me. That's what we need to do. And then as you do that, and normally, and hopefully this is going to be someone in the church, hopefully, not in all situations, but the real church that really follows God's word, yeah, and there's a lot of them. It's just the demarcation is very fine. You have to have a certain level of perspicuity in order to be able to discern properly what those churches are. Because just because some dude, did y'all know that being a pastor is no more difficult than taking some online class and earning a certificate in 6 months or 3 months? That's all you need to do to be a pastor, bro. Like, seriously. But that's not the way God has it organized. God calls you specifically and says, hey, and this conversation takes place in your heart. Hey, I want you to be a pastor. You're going to be my son to deliver my word and feed my flock. That's going to be your job. And they go through this period of turmoil and fight until they finally surrender. Okay, I'll accept the call. And then they go be pastors. And this is a consistent theme that I've heard through from most real pastors, unless they receive the call when they're children, and then, as soon as they get grown, like 18, 19, or whatever, bam, they start pastoring then. Obviously, they get their education, they go to the seminary school or whatever and do what they have to do. But it first comes in the first form as the rhema. And the rhema is a Greek word that means it's a spoken word of God to you personally. That's what the rhema is. You have the rhema and then you have the logos. The logos is the Bible. But the rhema is personal. And that's how that plays out. And I know about Greek words. I know about Hebrew, Aramaic. I've done the work because I'm a true follower of Christ. I live by myself, but I'm not alone. I could very easily have females coming in and out of I can have my house looking like a trap house if I wanted to. Why? Because I know my way around women and I live by myself and I make my own money and I'm good. I'm not balling, but I'm good. I'm all right. I'm turning down kitty cat. Why? Because it's a struggle to live like God says to live. And I fight with it every day. I'm not proud of myself. I am when I do accomplish those individual victories. Like, yes, I won that one. I won that one. Because I don't win them all. Sometimes I fall off. Like I just told y'all, I just fell off. Look, I made it two years and 4 months after I broke up with my ex, with no sex, with nobody. And then we ended up linking back up again. I hit her for about a month, and then, I fell off, obviously, and then I made it for another year, and then here we go. And I just fell off again recently. So now I'm trying to stay consistent because I don't like falling off. But that's the struggle. I'm not practicing it more than anything else. I'm living like he say live, but I get weak sometimes, and hey, I'm working on it. This is what a real relationship, an honest relationship with Jesus Christ looks like. And he wants us to be honest. You can't run game on God, dog. You fooling yourself. If you think you can, that's asinine. Now, see, I know God ain't gonna see me if I do this. I know God ain't gonna hear me if I say that. No, bro. So yeah, it's a constant. This is what the what is it called? The not holiness, but come on, Jesus, give me the word. Sanctification. See, as soon as I asked him, he gave it to me. This is what the sanctification process looks like. The definition of sanctification is the elimination of intentional practice. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word that describes it. Come on, Holy Spirit, give it to me. Not contumacious, because contumacious is rebellious. Gosh, burn it, it's on the tip of my doggone tongue. Gosh. Continuity. Yay. Okay. There's supposed to be a continuity. It's a continuous continuity. The definition of continuity means an uninterrupted connection. That's what continuity means. There's supposed to be a consistent continuity of communication back and forth with God, reading and studying his word, and obeying his word every day, one baby step at a time, one moment at a time, so that we become better by way of inculcation. And if you're not familiar with the word inculcation, to inculcate, INCULCATE, means frequent repetition, to teach by way of frequent repetition. So when you go to school every day, that's a form of inculcation because you're being taught by what you're doing every day. And it's when we do these things to where it becomes an actual lifestyle. This is just how I live now. So, gosh, I need some water. My throat is getting dry. I need to probably wrap up. Matter of fact, y'all mind if I get some water right quick? Give me a second. Let me get a drink of water. boy. Okay. That was great. All right. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry about that. My voice was out of there. Yeah, but we have to teach ourselves and learn and grow and become better. That's what it's all about. You have to learn, read books, work on yourself. Progress is everything. One of my mantras. Progress is everything, man. If you're not working as a man to make yourself better every day, do one thing every day. One thing to improve who you are as a man. Because it's these things that increases our value as men. We become better communicators. We become more docile and more controlled, more stoic, less myopic. And it's a result of being complice with progress. And complice basically means closely connected. But this is again what it's about. Improve your lexicon so that you'll be able to traverse the terrains of any conversation. Self-improvement, kaizen, a Japanese term that means to continue improvement on yourself. Daily, continuous improvement. Working out, reading, praying, studying, learning, making progress professionally, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. This is what we're to do. As we improve ourselves as black men, we improve our communities because we immediately affect our families. You know one thing that I learned? My decisions, and I learned this when I was in the penitentiary, every decision that you make affects more than just you. So because I decided to go do something stupid on multiple occasions, now my family has to suffer. Now my little innocent son, who was only 4 months old at the time, he had to suffer because of what I did. That wasn't his mama's fault. That was 1,000% my fault. I used to keep him and everything, man. And it was, I mean, man, I just used to love my baby boy. That was my guy. That's my son. He used to pee on my chest because I didn't want to put no diapers on him when we'd take a shower. When we take a bath, I take him, get him nice and scrubbed and clean, and I get him in we'll get out the bathtub, nice hot bath, and I put him on my chest. We both naked at the house, laying on the bed, right? And his little piece laying on my chest, or my stomach, obviously, and he'll pee on me. So, yeah, man, I just love my son. And it's these types of things that we need to do. We need to really work on becoming better and improving who we are as men so we can improve our families and overall improve our communities. And when we do that, that is how we improve ourselves as a whole, as a culture. Anyway, look, man, I'm not sure who y'all are that's been rocking with me. You've been rocking with me since I got logged on. I really appreciate it. And hey, man, I'm gonna have these pop-ups. I need to do me some thumbnails so I can more accurately, title these conversations as conversations, I guess, and we'll just freestyle, or maybe we'll go on a specific topic or whatever. But I figured out until I get a larger viewership, until my viewership grows, because I'm just starting back. Then we'll start really digging in on really in-depth topics. But other than that, hey, look, man, I thank you. I appreciate you. And hey, if you know somebody that you think would benefit from my videos or my conversations, send them the link. Don't forget to hit the like button. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And hey, share the video. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Next time, hey, I'll let you later. I'll let you.